So I'm making this video to show you guys exactly what type of cardio I did to go from something like this, 20+% body fat, to now 10 to 12% body fat, respectively. And this was in a matter of 6 months without losing a lot of muscle. Now, why would you even listen to me? Well, first of all, I am a lifetime natural. Most advice that you see online is just too generic. Most people are probably sponsored by this specific brand, or they're rich, or they're preparing for a role, or they're on steroids, right? So it probably doesn't apply to you. And you know this because you've tried different forms of cardio and most of them have not worked, right? And it's the same for me. I've gone through trial and error. I've done HIIT cardio. I've done running, done the treadmill, and I've come to the conclusion that this is hands down the best cardio that you want to do for the average person or someone that is completely natural and wants to get those six-pack abs. And you guys expected it, right? That cardio is walking. Before you click off of this video, because most people will probably hear that and immediately click off. First of all, I want you guys to analyze and think, why would most people neglect it? And I think the reason is because it sounds so generic, almost to the point that it's too good to be true, right? Most people neglect it because they're like, oh, that's so basic, it's never gonna work, to the point that they don't even try it. Or they think, well, I'm already walking every single day, so how would that even help me out? But the advice that I can give you guys is that just analyze what you have done in the past. And that is what I did, right? I analyzed what I did in the past. I was like, well, I've done HIIT cardio workouts. I've, tried running. I've tried doing XYZ. And most of them have not worked. So why not give this a shot, but genuinely do what people are telling you to do when it comes to walking, right? It's not just a matter of, oh, if you walk, then you should lose 20-30 extra pounds every single week. No, it's not like that. It goes a little bit more strategic than that, but it's still simple. However, the thing is that oftentimes losing weight is a lot more simpler than people actually realize it is. Simple, not easy though, and that is what I mean, right? When it comes to walking, when I say walking, I don't just mean walking from here to your kitchen or walking in the gym or doing whatever, right? I mean genuinely shooting for a respectable amount of steps every single day. And the specific sweet spot, you guys already know what it is hitting 10,000 steps per day. Now, why is that? Because the difference between 5,000 and 10,000 steps makes a huge difference over the course of 3 to 6 months of you dieting, or even if it's not even that long, even if it's like a 12-week diet, a 3-month diet, right? Same thing. Why? Because getting those extra 5,000 steps per day, not only did our ancestors did it, so you're biologically made to walk, and you're probably very efficient at it. All of us are. We were born walking. We learned it since we were kids. However, we just disregard it. We think it's not really that beneficial. However, the difference between 5 and 10,000 steps, if you were to only add those extra 5,000 steps to your day, you'll be burning at least 100 to 200 calories minimum per day. And over the course of that long run, right, a pound of fat is around 3,500 calories. Meaning that as long as you continue eating the way that you are, if you were to just add those extra 5,000 steps per day, that is the extra 1,400 calories per week, which is already about half a pound of fat, with very, very, very little effort, right? Because most people will see that and be like, well, that's basically nothing. But think about the effort that you're putting in. It's not tiring, right? There's so many extra health benefits from it. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's gonna give you a lot more back for your investment, because you're not investing a lot of time, energy, or mental energy into it. And for most people that are watching this, you're probably already strength training, doing some kind of strength training, or other kind of training, right? How does it differ from something like HIIT cardio or something else, right? Well, exactly what I just mentioned. It is not going to be hard on your body. You don't need to recover from it. And why did I decide to stick with cardio? Because of that specifically. It's so easy. You can do it while you're listening to a book, listening to music. Just go on a 15-minute walk in the morning, go on another 15 walk at night. Even if you don't have the most active job, or maybe you're sitting at home all day, you work remotely like myself, even I have been able to hit 10,000 steps for at least 4 out of 7 days out of the week, and that's already more than enough to see that extra fat loss that you need. Now, how did I actually go about reaching 10,000 steps basically every single day or every other day during this whole 6-month cutting process? Well, number one, like I said, I usually go on a walk either in the morning or at the end of the day, and that can be a 15-20 minute walk. As long as you do a 15-20 minute walk, doesn't matter if it's in the gym, outside, I recommend doing it outside. It improves your mood. There's so many other benefits from it. You're gonna burn those extra 100 and 200 calories, but just that 15 minutes, which you usually would spend on watching a YouTube video or doing whatever, that's not really gonna give you anything back. Those 15 minutes, they're gonna give you those extra 200 calories that you're burning, and they're gonna be at least 2,000 to 3,000 steps that you're gonna need. So that's already gonna be half of the extra steps that you need, right? Unless you live a completely sedentary lifestyle, I think most people should get at least 5,000 minimum steps per day. So that's how you would get those extra 5,000, right? By going on that 15-minute walk in the morning or in the evening. But on top of that, most people are already hitting the gym, right? And most gym sessions, they take anywhere between an hour to 2 hours long. What I did was that I implemented 15 minutes of incline walk to every single one of my workouts. And not only was this more beneficial because it's a 15-minute walk, the same thing that you would do outside, but because you're doing it on a treadmill, by setting it to 15% incline, you're actually burning twice as many calories than you would with just a regular walk outside. And it's 15 minutes. Once again, it's literally nothing. It's 15 minutes that you're probably already gonna spend scrolling on Instagram, watching some YouTube video, or doing another activity that's not really gonna give you anything back. And that really is it. It is it is a lot simpler than most people make it out to be. Unless you're 100% like 100, 200 pounds overweight, there's no reason why this shouldn't make a significant difference. Or even if you are overweight, this should still make a significant difference, because the more overweight that you are, the more calories that you typically burn from just a 15-minute walking session. Because this is what most people don't understand. It is that a caloric deficit, because at the end of the day, that's what is the biggest determining factor of if you lose weight or not. That caloric deficit can either be created from eating less or moving more. However, most people focus on the wrong type of moving more. They do HIIT cardio, they do running, they do all these different activities which they're time consuming. They're harsh on your body because it takes longer to recover from these. Harsh on your muscles, harsh on joints, whatever it is. When you could simply be doing something like that, which is oftentimes more than enough to give you that caloric deficit that you need for such little amounts of time, energy, and effort invested. But yeah, paired with a small caloric deficit, getting 10,000 steps every single day or every other day these past 6 months is how I was able to go from 20 to 10% body fat without having to go on an extreme diet. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, just leave a like, subscribe, and you can also apply to work with me one-on-one below. There's a 15-minute free strategy call that you can apply for there. So just check that out in the description. Bye.